Sometimes I look at that beautiful sight. The guardian guardian of our planetary system. We are not the biggest system. We're not the smallest one either. With our sun, well, our two suns. Our two suns and one small one, one big one. We're not the biggest. This is not the biggest sun in our galaxy. The brightest in our galaxy. But it stands guard over us constantly. It stands guard over us. It's like the heart in this body. In the morning when it rises, beauty. And in the evening, I don't know if you hear the birds right here singing. All around me, there are birds. I mean, in every tree, and they're all singing. Same thing in the morning. Look at that. They're just enjoying the ride on the winds, on the current, the air currents that flow around this area. The ocean is not far away, and all of these green trees at sunset create a rising warm current. Anyway, as the earth is cooling, you know. Yeah. All this beauty. But as always in Africa, there's always something going on, you know. I just got through watching a video from Burkina Faso. They kicked the French out because the French created the French, the British, Americans, even the Ukrainians had a hand in it. The EU created the terrorist that was destroying the Sahel, the countries in the Sahel. Even Nigeria is having a hard time with this terrorist thing that was created by the former colonialists in England and France. Wow. You guys from Africa in this diaspora, well, when I say diaspora, I mean America and Canada and Europe. I hope I'm not disturbing your I hope I'm not disturbing your day by showing you this. Sorry, but you know how it is here. Anyway, Burkina Faso says, hey, we want our mines back. And we want you to leave the country. Your army left. We want you to leave the country. We want our mines back. We are going to run our mines now. And indeed, I am no. If any of you who are subscribers to my channel know about ADDI, it was created by a former African Union ambassador to what was called the sixth region of Africa, which are what people they call it diaspora, people who left Africa over the last, I don't know, 50, 60 years to go abroad to work and study. And the 600,000, a little over half a billion children of former enslaved people. Half a billion people, more than half a billion, always 3/4 of a billion people who are children of the former enslaved. But ADDI, they formed an investment arm where people from the diaspora can pool their resources and help rebuild Africa. Buying mines that are abandoned and that countries want to start up, I imagine they're going to go to Burkina Faso and try to get that mine running again, because that's what they're doing. The organization itself, when I say they, I mean talking about the leadership of the organization focuses on things like that, because actually it is good for Africa, and it's good for people in the diaspora. It's good for Africans. Anyway, the mine itself is in Burkina Faso, and Burkina Faso is one of those countries in the Sahel that has I mean, the Sahel area, this whole Sahara, has more resources than South Africa. The majority of the resources buried underneath that sand, all the way from Senegal all the way to the Horn of Africa. I mean, there's so many resources there that Africans don't have satellites, so they can't see it. But see, me, I noticed. Because what happens, one of the things that the British used to do is educate the people and tell you what resources are in the ground, what they're taking out. And since I came from that education, I kept looking at things. I look at satellite photos that are taken by mining companies and countries and all that. And we can start with the water underneath the Sahara, and the oil, and the minerals. I mean, anyway, but they kicked the French company out. And the French company, the video is showing the French company using its dozers to destroy all the vehicles that the company owned. They didn't say, you know what, let's let things calm down and we'll come back later when you open up a bidding process and we'll give you better prices for you. They are upset. They're angry. I mean, they want to fight. So they destroyed all the equipment. Now, you see, me as a leader of a country, seeing that Frenchmen doing this, I will never let a French company come back in my country. No matter where it is in Africa, no French country could ever set foot, unless they come in to buy something that is manufactured in my country and send a representative to look at it and buy it. They can't do it. no mining, no oil. No. You want to buy the oil? We'll refine it and we'll send it to you. But you're not getting it your way. No country in Africa should deal with France. But then again, you see the French company get kicked out in some French francophone country, like Cameroon. The leaders there said, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come." Like they did to the farmers from Zimbabwe and South Africa. African leaders, come to our country, we give you free land. You come and treat us like you used to treat the Zimbabweans and the South Africans. Just give me a little bit of money, Just open an account for me in France or Switzerland, Everything is cool. But the other thing that I saw today is Macron now shaking hands with Presidente Maduro. I'm looking at that one and I'm laughing. I say, oh. They're all talking to Maduro. And me as the president of Venezuela be saying, look, hey, nice to meet you. You're coming to meet me. Okay, do me a favor. All the gold that you guys seized, put it back in the account tomorrow. Unless you can put it back in the account, we don't have anything to talk about. Over $2 billion in gold that these people were using to buy food for their people. They're starving out Venezuelans. They starved Venezuelans. Give the gold they seized the gold and distribute it among the rich in England and France and Germany and a few wealthy Venezuelans that they wanted to keep silent. You see the world, my African brothers and sisters, wherever you are, whether you be in Venezuela, Brazil, Colombia, Guyana. Guyana now is drilling oil. Exxon has come in, and I guess the people down there are happy that they can get oil out of the ground, but be careful. Be careful. You see, a lot of us can't read, and we have this worship mentality, the skin color. Wow. But you better start seeing the hatred for yourself. I've heard people say, well, slavery is gone, it's getting better. You don't look around. You're just looking at, since you have your dinner every night and breakfast in the morning and your little job that you go to, no concern for the rest of your people who are starving. You believe the newspapers, they caused it on themselves. How did the people of Burkina Faso cause the terrorists on themselves? The people from Venezuela caused the destruction of their own country. You think the people wanted to do that? What man would destroy his own livelihood, his children's livelihood? Well, I shouldn't say that, because we can see right now in the garden, as one of our great leaders, not ours, but one of the so-called great leaders of the planet, calls it the garden, guess what's happening? They are sacrificing their own people. Sacrificing their own people. That's the thing, a habit that they have, you know. Just read the Crusades. I know y'all Bible people will not do it, but go read about the Crusades. Those of you who don't believe in the propaganda, read about the Crusades and see what sacrificing your people. The poor Englishman on the Lion Heart marched all the way to Jerusalem, dying all the way and dying all the way back. Why? Sacrifice for the king. But anyway, I just have to, say, look, people, we got to look at this thing. This is a war on us. I keep telling you, this is a war on us. They're fighting each other, but if you look at it carefully and see why. If the fight between them and today, I guarantee you in 6 months, war in Africa. All over Africa. All the threats that were made that if you don't support us, there will be consequences. I hope you were listening. The threats that were made, if you don't support us, there will be consequences. That's what they told African leaders. The hatred. People think that slavery is over. It is not. There's still Africans enslaved. All you gotta do is look at the Middle East, or what they call the Middle East. You can buy an African using your app on your iPhone. Anyway, I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying the day. And when your sunset comes, well, not. I watch the sunset. Look at me, for me, it's beautiful because I'm looking at the sunset and I'm seeing my own sunrise. So, like I said, be careful wherever you are. Be careful, be careful, be careful. When the war broke out in Europe, it said they gotta save the blonde hair and blue eyes, and you guys can die. They now the same thing is going on. It's not in the news. They learn how to hide it better now. Before, they used to just put it on the news. Now they're not putting it on the news, but it's still going on. It is still going on. There's still refugee camps where black Africans are still starving in Poland. Look, governments here should know that. And they're not doing anything for the people. So, anyway, time to end my video. Hope everybody have a great day. Like I said, enjoy your sunset. Stay safe. Enjoy life, but know that you are needed in this war, however you can fight. It might be your dollar you're using, or it might be your time. Just do it. Peace.